Food has long been a connector of cultures, one that feeds the body in its barest form and fuels camaraderie on a higher social level. This season, we explore the role of food in our Asian culture in connecting people and forging friendships. We flew in Michelin-starred chefs from Singapore and Bangkok to be part of our Malaysian eating cultures and share with them our dining scene, both street and fine.
We call it here in Banjie.
Well, this one has a chewiness.
Very well done, very well done.
To exchange and learn how differently we eat. And, more importantly, how much likeness we also share. This is Chef on Chef 3, Crossing Borders. When it comes to good food, whether for a quick lunch bite or a fancy dinner, Sage Restaurant and Wine Bar on the 6th floor of the Gardens Mall has been a perennial favourite for those living in KL and its surroundings. The restaurant, helmed by talented chef Daniel Cheong and his team, has built a trusted reputation for itself over the years with its excellent French-Japanese nouvelle cuisine, served amidst a contemporary and chic ambience. Complementing its award-winning dishes is a respectable wine list of over 300 labels, exclusively sourced and made available for each dining soiree by Sage's resident sommelier.
Let the Sage come with different design of the piece on my palate taste, my creation, through the ingredients I know from the South Asian country as well too, from the European. From that, I come up with different idea. Because I do more my cooking more to the Malaysian taste.
Flying in for a taste of what Sage has to offer is Chef Haikal Johari from one Michelin star Alma by Juan Amador from Singapore. The genial Chef Haikal may surprise those meeting him for the first time. The wheelchair he shows up in is testament to his spirit and tenacity in overcoming odds stacked against him. A motorcycle accident in 2015 left him paralysed from the shoulders down.
So 2015, while going to the racetrack itself, I had an accident, which till now, after 4 years already, I still could not remember what happened at all. And then I was in coma for maybe almost 2 days. And then when I woke up, the doctor just told me that, that I'm going to be paralyzed from my neck down, like for all my life, That was the toughest thing that happened to me throughout my this 20 over years of being a chef.
But he defied his fate and worked his way back into the kitchens through vigorous rehabilitative physiotherapy. Today, he has regained mobility in his hands, returned to his rightful place in cooking and serving up good food, and even earned himself a Michelin star.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to Sage. Thank you, how are you?
For dinner, Chef Haikal and his wife, Madame Rafika, are ready to meet Chef Daniel and his team.
It was a surprise when I came, because it's like suddenly, from below is a service apartment or a residence, and come and you have very big space for very good food. I think the whole experience has been good.
Chef Daniel has crafted a special menu for the evening, one which he calls the Craftsman's series of his best dishes, ranging from sweet seafood to full-bodied red meat. It's time to fire the first course.
Welcome to Sage. Good evening. My name is Harin. I'm the Sage Wine Director. Pleasure to have you. Let me explain you the menu in briefly.
Thank you.
So this is Chef Daniel's the Craftsman series.
The menu starts with an amuse-bouche of crispy oyster ravioli with balsamic sauce. A succulent Irish oyster is deep-fried for crunch before being served with a dash of Chef Daniel's house-made balsamic sauce.
As well, please.
It almost tastes like wonton, but it's not. I don't know. It's a very interesting texture because it's crispy, and the dough is I've never tasted a dough like this before. It's very simple, quite classic, acidic, sour. You know, I mean for the first course, I think it goes very well.
The first course brings to the table a delicious yellowtail sashimi, served with a special house-made emulsion of white truffle oil from Italy. Completing the luxe dish are uni sea urchin and osietra caviar.
I think it's very fresh fish. I can see, right, shiny glaze on the scales itself. Most chefs will use the traditional one in the wooden box, right? But I like this flavor more. They are very fresh. They just washed with a bit of water and salt. Whereas the other kind of sea urchin, they've been soaked in some chemical, right, to make them harder so they can last longer. But this one will taste much more fresh. So I'm surprised that he's using this sea urchin from Hokkaido. Smells good, eh?
Here. That's your request.
Thank you so much.
It's nice. With the truffle sauce. Please enjoy.
Thank you. Well, I can smell the truffle oil.
It gets the nod from Chef Heikel as well.
I think very fresh. Yeah, everything is absolutely like top-notch freshness. I think it all is balanced because of the sauce. The sauce, there's some acidity on it, right? And also the truffle oil plays a very nice bridge for all these ingredients together, right? And I think it's, like I say, like, because of the freshness of the three ingredients, it's really good, yeah, very good.
All his menu derived from him.
Oh.
So whichever the vintage menu that you're looking at, because as I said, it's been for 30 years, and he began to craft his menus 2 decades ago, and then he only do for a special occasion. So what happened, he been sought after these menus, so we wanted to do it back. So it's more likely a refreshment for him as well for the restaurant.
I think this kind of flavors will work well with Asians.
Yes,
yeah,
because
very
Asian
well,
prefer
yeah.
more bit of a, it's like, as for me, I always relate Sauvignon Blanc. It's more crisp, lemon, lime, zesty character. So it goes very well.
This menu was around in 2008, so now it's 2019 really. I think he should bring all the old dishes back. Compliments to the chef, thank you so much.
Pleasure indeed.
Lobster comes into play for the third course.
So this is hotate, we call Japanese scallop. Okay, from Hokkaido. A size is large size, this is the one bigger size. Another one we get, this is the second largest, another one more larger. This is considered now.
Maine lobster is steam-baked in a cast iron pot in its own juices and a splash of chicken stock. It is then served with seared hotate scallops from Hokkaido and a rich and fragrant tarako butter sauce.
This is one of the Chef Daniel's classic dish. Please enjoy. Thank you. Because it's actually steamed in a cast iron. So you trap all the jus and the flavor within the shell.
So the scallops and also the lobsters are
Baked together. So we started this with the fish, in fact. We did a trial run with fishes, and then this is our new creation. We used to do this with Chef Ken back in Cilantro more than 2 decades ago. Wow. So we're doing it here. The sauce are diluted, so this is the natural flavor. Please enjoy.
very good, very natural flavor. And I think the star is the seaweed. The seaweed on the dish, I think, actually give it the extra umami flavor. Yeah, it's a very simple dish, but so good.
Its simplicity in preparation, yet immense resultant flavors, wins its points from Chef Heikel once again.
Very good. And also chef also uses the raw of the lobsters also in the sauce also. So that adds that brininess of the sea. Very good. It's very well thought of, using the raws and everything is very good. But just that, if chef were to use the European lobsters, I think it would be like, it's easily a 2 or 3 star Michelin dish. Yeah. Okay, I think chef is very experienced, right? To show that chef have a very great skill in, mixing the flavors. Yeah, I think that's define a good or a chef want to be here.
The next course brings yet another seafood dish.
Chef, so this one you prepare and serve it to him.
Oh, yeah.
How many minutes do you need, chef?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Wait, let me check first and I'll get back to you.
This time being the Japanese kinky rockfish, prized for its smooth, fatty white flesh, and Australian geoduck. Chef Daniel prepares both à la meunière, basting it patiently with lots of butter. It is served on a bed of crunchy pea shoots and a sweet shellfish reduction.
Kinky fish is actually it's a stewed fish. It works very well with the bone intact. Yeah, so once the bone, when you feel them like this, right, sometimes it might get chewy. I think with chef experience, I think it's going to be, we'll see. Yeah. Hi, chef. Very good, chef. Wow. It's been wow so far, chef.
How so far the food?
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, we like it a lot. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
I think the flavors are very, very on the spot. Good, very, very good.
So why I say I'm saucier because I love the mixed sauce. Whatever sauce you talk about any starter course,
all the French sauces, right?
French sauces you're making. I like to learn. I like to taste it because I love to eat. Especially today, the sauce I talk about this fish. We're using the kinky fish, one of the Japanese. I choose the small side because I like the taste more smaller. Bigger side a bit, I don't like so much. So this is the size of this one is a small size. It's called kinky, and it's like what we call the red rock fish in Japan. So then the bottom will be using the mirugai, so Japanese mirugai. Then while we use the snow pea vegetable. Sauce is one thing for me that using the reduction of the shellfish, the lobster head, sometimes the crab, crab shell as well too.
Mirugai is the
Jodak.
Oh, jodak lamb.
Jodak.
Okay.
The jodak. So the mostly fish is more creamy and the jodak more sweet. And the sauce is the creamy sweet. So it's a very natural flavor.
I love this flavor.
In fact, he make my life easier to pair wines.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very easy
Yes,
to pair. Yeah.
he made my life very easy.
Please enjoy as well.
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's a bit of bone. That is actually a no-no in fine dining on the bone because the bones are very small, right? Some people may have just choke on it already. But other than that, the fish is, I think the gyodak was like wow. And the sauce, like chef said, right? She's very interested in sauces. The fish, like I said before, right? Kinky is very quite sensitive. When you cook them without the bone, it will get a little bit, I would say, like dry. If it was me, clams, but the fish maybe I will bake them whole in salt, right? In that way, it retains all the flavor of the fish. But this is also no doubt another very good dish. Yeah.
The small hiccup did not detract from the overall positive impression of the dish. For the main dish, Chef Daniel serves up a prized cut of Japanese beef, lightly seared and served with its natural jus. Accompanying it is a yuzu kosho paste that will lift flavors with its citrusy freshness, potatoes and Brussels sprouts. The yuzu kosho paste wins big points in cutting through the oiliness of the beef, just as intended.
Well, I think like what chef say, right? The beef, the technique, it's actually Japanese beef you cannot set on a very high heat, right? That's what he was doing. Because if you sear it at one time, all the fat will just melt. Because Japanese beef, the fat melts at body temperature. So room temperature will melt also. So if you're going to sear it at very, very high heat, right, all the fat will just gone. And maybe you start with 100 gram, maybe you only left like maybe 50 gram, right? So what he did was, we call it like temper the beef, right? So you cook it at the right temperature, let it rest, okay? Then cook it again, let it rest and cook it again. So it's almost the same, similar style. I think this is like medium rare, almost rare. Yes, because the beef is very oily, so a bit of bitterness, spiciness, that kind of flavor, right, actually offsets the oiliness of the beef. If it's just the beef itself, right, then it's a bit too much. So all these other elements in flavors, it give it not so like gelat, not so rich flavor, flavorful. It's very flavorful, yeah. And like I say, this kind of beef, because it melts at a very like room temperature, right? So actually it's very healthy, you know. Yeah, people think beef, if like this, is very unhealthy. Actually, Japanese beef is very healthy. And I do a lot of yuzu kosho with meat. I just feel like this yuzu kosho is a little bit spicy. It's yuzu kosho is actually made out of like yuzu, right? Japanese citrus, and of course the Japanese green chilies. Yeah, so maybe this one, maybe it's another kind of recipe, right? So maybe chef wants it to be a bit more spicy. Yeah. But actually, do you guys really care about whose food is better? Do you know, right?
Suram sekali ya. Aku nak test dia.
Dessert comes in the form of a Calvados apple brandy souffle. On the side, it also has an apple ice cream accompanying it for a nice balance of hot and cold.
Souffles, I mean, I love any dessert actually. Light and not wet inside. Some people do souffle, right? I was recently at the 3-star Michelin restaurant in Singapore, but I won't name which one. There's only 2. So the souffle was, well, we were looking forward for a souffle, and then inside it was wet, as in the egg whites were not distributed properly, you know, and it's like eating raw egg white at the end of the day. You know, some parts were not mixed properly, so that also, because people say that souffle cannot be dry, it must be moist, and you know, that kind of flavor, texture. But moist and uncooked is a total different thing. His method of doing souffle is a bit different. I think he just used only egg whites. Because normally souffle we add a bit of cream pâtissier, which is pastry cream, to make it like stabilized. But I only see him only use only pure egg whites. So I don't know, maybe what's the final, how the final dish come out. Can only see later.
Chef, here with the dessert for you.
Wow, the grand finale, right?
Yeah, it's a Calvados souffle. We're finishing with the apple Fuji vichyssoise. So it's like sweet Japanese apple with the mascarpone ice cream, and finish with the apple jelly. And it's a cream pâtissier to make the souffle with the flavor Calvados.
Okay, chef.
Thank you.
Chef, please
Thank
enjoy
you so
yourself.
much. Thank you.
Chef.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think for me, I don't fancy the texture. Yeah. It's like I was saying, it's a bit too egg whitey, like too much egg white. Yeah. I will get drunk eating this souffle.
So chef,
Very good.
so how far the food from me to you is it okay, acceptable?
More than acceptable. We'll come back again if we were staying in KL.
Oh, thank you, chef. Thank you, chef.
The food was very good.
Thank you.
The food was very, very good. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And I was telling them, right, you know, nowadays young chefs try to overdo things too much for like Instagram, you know, for all that stuff. But I think it shows that classics like this, right, will last forever, right?
Yeah, that's right. I should maintain myself as a classic preparation. You can see the way all preparations are very classic. It's an old technique from the French cuisine. There, you know, like then I use the Mounier style to warm the beef, no? Then keep on Mounier a few times. Then keep me a rim in the warm area to enhance the temperature of that. Beef itself nice, so the method of cooking just to enhance the more beefy flavor and taste. That is the method of cooking. I don't really order classic French cuisine, so. And the chef as well to agree that it's a method of cooking. I just feel like, these chefs still very classic way preparation. They still remain the same what I'm doing. Life, this line always, you don't stop or keep on learning and keep on find a way, keep on create something that you may not know how the result, but after you create, you taste it, you like it. So this is my idea.
Yeah, correct, exactly, I agree with you. I think in a degustation menu also, tasting menu, it's very hard to hit it the spot on every dishes, right? So, but like he say, after the end of the meal, he's trying every day to make things good, perfect, and all that stuff. I think it's the same thing with me also. We are never happy of what we are doing right now. We are trying to improve ourselves every day. Eh? Like, I agree with you. As long it's good, right? It don't really matter, you know. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for the evening tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Because really I had zero expectation, you know. Before I came, I thought like, a bit like, you know, typical Singaporean, KL, fine dining, you know. You don't really expect too much. Suddenly when you have the few dishes, wow. Totally blew my mind.
The dessert is a weak spot in Chef Daniel's otherwise impressive menu, but it was an overall splendid dining experience for Chef Heikel and Madame Rafika at Sage. Sage has long enthralled visitors of the Gardens Mall with its menu, and will continue to do so in time to come thanks to Chef Daniel's brand of haute cuisine that is as consistent in quality and flavour as it is imaginative. It is one born of true understanding of the ingredients, and made unique with slight twists in a way only a very experienced chef knows how. Chef on Chef is brought to you by Martell. Drink responsibly.
Thank you for turning into this episode of Chef on Chef. I hope you enjoyed this episode and stand a chance to win a taste of the meal Chef Heikel had at Sage. FirstClasse is giving away dinner for 2 to 2 lucky couples. Visit www.firstclasse.com.my to win.